Hello everyone, thank you for joining me for today's plan with me. This week I'm using a kit from Alyssa's craft shop. I cannot for the life of me remember what it's called. I want to say it's Lemon, I think is the name of the kit. Anyway, really old kit. It'll be on the screen, I'm sure, on the kit itself, but it's such a small window. I cannot see from here if that's definitely the name. But anyway, really old kit. One of the ones that I think I had shown in my D stash, but really beautiful, and I just thought it felt like the right time because I'd used a boulder kit. I can't remember if it was last week I used the boulder color kit, and I just kind of wanted something that was still quite bright and interesting colors, but also quite soft and feminine, and I really wanted to lean into the kind of lemony gold as well. I think the kit last week I still used gold, even though in hindsight I feel like rose gold probably would have been a better fit, but that's fine. I went with gold, just kind of leaning heavily into the kind of summer feeling. I think rose gold to me feels very autumnal, and silver feels very wintry and a little bit spring actually, I suppose, but so I didn't want to necessarily do another gold kit, but I think I just really wanted this to feel fresh. I think in terms of the kit itself, I did use a couple of Paper Crown Planner florals for sorry, I must have knocked my my camera while I was filming. I did use a couple of Paper Crown Planner floral sheets. I used the Lake Como florals is the name of the floral sheets. So if you are looking for something that's kind of heavy on the yellow and green and the kind of lemon feel, if you've got any kits that you don't have florals to go with, I would recommend, I always say this, I would always recommend having a little nosy through her website, because she does have so many floral deco sheets available that something will probably match what you're after. I did this week want to keep things super simple, and I think I achieved that. I think because last week was so heavy, so I keep flipping back between it if you can hear kind of rustling of paper on my side. I think last week felt so bold and colourful and busy for me, even though the spread itself was kind of it still had a lot of white space. It was still, by my standards, very heavy, so I just wanted to keep this very basic. So I did keep the sidebar super minimalistic. I used a couple of the floral deco divider size strips with some foil dividers, and then a couple of weekly habit trackers. Sorry, I'll go into this in my next plan with me, but this week has been an absolute whirlwind, so my brain is still not at all linked up with my mouth, so everything is just a big pile of mess in my brain. But sorry, I used a couple of habit trackers in the sidebar, and just those pretty they're quite old honey inked dividers. I just cut them in half. I've only got one more of those dividers, not one more sheet, one more sticker, so I am I've been really trying to ration those because they're really pretty. I've used them quite a bit this year, but once the gold are gone, they are gone, because honey inked is no more. So in terms of the actual plans this week, I pulled out, you'll see later in the video, I kept in the footage of me putting them away, but I didn't record me getting them out, which was maybe a bit of an error, but it's the same footage backwards, I suppose. I used some Giving Girl boxes because this is an older kit. It only came with kind of your standard half boxes, quarter boxes, nothing really fun shaped, and I so rarely get to reach for my Giving Girl boxes these days, and I knew I had a bunch of green and yellow ones. They weren't necessarily in the right foil colour, so I did use the gold, the bow strung overlays that I purchased forever and a day ago from the Giving Girl, and I did they are on clear paper, so they are a little bit reflective, but it's not the end of the world. I did just pop those over the top just so that it was all uniform in foil colour. I did then also put behind those, I wanted it marked the same every day, so I did go through and I just alternated the colours at the beginning. You'll see that at the beginning of the spread. I did just put a strip of the floral dividers behind those, just to give them a little bit of dimension, I guess, just to give them to kind of tie them in, so it wasn't just a box hovering in nothing. I did want them to have a bit of the kind of colourful florals behind them. And then I did actually struggle this week not to kind of, I think the way that the florals were put together meant that there weren't many kind of wispy bits. So you'll see there are a couple, I'll point out when I've done them, but there are a couple that have a really nice shape to them that meant they didn't kind of just look like a blob on the page. Yeah, I'll explain it when I see one of them. I think the first time I've actually used one that I really like the flow of is Friday, but that's fine, we will come to that. So yeah, that's what I use to mark all my work and days off and office days and all that jazz throughout the week. And then, yeah, I have actually managed to tie in quite a few different icons this week, so I'll try and go through them one by one. So I marked watching Miss Marple on Monday with a little remote sticker from White Deer Stationery, and then I just marked having some chill time with the cutest, I love those little candles from Miss and Meow. I really enjoy using those, but the colours are so... they're much more intense. They're not soft on those candles as the White Deer Stationery icons, so I do only get to use them in particular kits, and I was glad I was able to pull that in for this week. I used a box from Olive Paper Co. and a really old planner from way back when Crafts by Towie kits used to come with the colourful icons. I sort of save all those in my sticker books, and I thought it tied in quite nicely, so I used one of those to mark designing a kit on Procreate. I think I might have mentioned in my last plan with me that I've just discovered Procreate, and very much just for personal use. I have no interest in commercialising or selling anything. Because with printable kits, I guess you're a bit more limited. There's not a whole lot of shops out there that do the style that I like. So I just kind of want to put myself in a position where I can create what I want, basically. So I have just been playing around. I bought a little bit of clip art and I was just playing around with that. So I marked that on Monday and Tuesday that I've kind of been playing around with that. If you're interested in the clip art itself, I purchased, the shops that I purchased from, one was called PP Designs, as in PEPE Designs on eBay. And I believe the one I got from there was Grand Millennial. And then I got another one from... I got Heart Digital Plans, I think it's called. I'll link them below. I bought the Wintry Residence, or Winter Residence it's called, from there. And then I bought another one that was kind of the green and pink holiday art that's been going around. The kind of feels very Cuban to me, I think, but I just kind of wanted to play around and make my own with that. So I'll link those below just in case you're curious to know what that looks like. I bought a set from each of those and I've just been playing around. Just I won't necessarily be trying to make the floral strips or anything for myself, because actually it turns out that's really difficult. It's difficult for me anyway. So I'm just sticking with kit boxes and having some kind of square boxes and things that match the colour scheme. So anyway, sorry, I went way off on tangent on that. So I've been doing that, and then I just marked with an old Harriet Wright design sticker, playing Call of Duty with Lewis. Tuesday, very similar. I marked Walk Wendy with a White Deer Stationery. The hit list was White Deer Stationery. A Crafts by Towie pen and a Crafts by Towie Happy Mail sticker I used to mark designing a kit on that day. And then I used a Crafts by Towie workout sticker to mark a physio appointment, wellies from White Deer Stationery to mark Walking Wendy, a White Deer Stationery TV remote to mark Watching King of the Hill, and then what I really liked is I could use a Miss and Meow bubble bath to tie in with the candle sticker, so I was really happy I was able to do that, to mark having a bubble bath. And I just used a bit of floral. I just wanted to fill the space a bit more, so I used another floral divider and one of the foil dividers that was kind of gifted to me by Monk and Marple. Then I used a couple more Miss and Meow, another sticker, Miss and Meow TV sticker this time from a kit that I saved in my sticker book. I used, again, another really old Crafts by Towie sticker to mark painting my nails. And then Call of Duty and Jonathan Creek with the same Harriet Wright design and White to Stationery stickers on Friday. And then, on Thursday, I needed a really big sticker to fill up the space at the bottom. So I just used an enormous Panda Bird design, Gathered Layers sticker at the bottom just to really fill up that space and make it not look so empty. I don't love how that came out, but I didn't want it to look super, super white spacey. And then we did a really nice walk in a woodland on Friday. I had the day off, so I marked that with a White to Stationery retractable lead, a Crafts by Towie slice of cake sticker. We watched some more Alien Earth and Jonathan Creek again. Both of those are White to Stationery. Saturday, I actually used one of the stickers from the floral sheet for this. I thought it matched quite nicely, even though it was a bit darker. I thought it tied in quite nicely with the kit, so I did stick with that. More wellies and another retro TV sticker. And then I did mark that we went and did the ceramic painting. I posted on my Instagram about that because it was just so much fun. If you haven't done that before, like pottery painting or anything, go and do that with your friends. It's a right laugh, and it doesn't matter if it comes out nice. It's just really good fun. And then we did just kind of wander some charity shops. So again, an old Crafts by Towie freebie, I found that on. And then Sunday, I used a Crafts by Towie candle to mark having chill time, another retractable lead to mark the dog walk, this really cute kind of measuring spoon sticker from White to Stationery to mark making some baked oats, an old Miss and Meow planner sticker from one of her kits that I'd kept to mark filming my plan with me. And then lo and behold, we watched more Alien Earth, and I had another bubble bath to round out the week. So not the most interesting week, but I thought it came out really pretty, and I really like the softness of the yellows and greens, and I love a lemon or sort of citrus spread. So I did enjoy this one. I hope you enjoyed this plan with me, and I will see you in the next one.